poor, pregnant woman helped a boy cross the road. After discovering he was Billionaire's son, the billionaire reward shock her. "I don't need your charity," she said, pulling her arm away. And you should have seen the look on that guy's face. This big, fancy driver in a suit, standing there with his wallet half out. He was trying to give her $20 for helping a kid cross the street. $20? Like she'd just fetched his coffee. But here's the thing. She wasn't just anyone. And that kid wasn't just some lost boy. It started 30 seconds before that. She was waiting at the corner, clutching a small brown paper bag like it was made of gold. You could tell it had food inside. Some cheap sandwich, maybe. Definitely not enough for 2 people, let alone a pregnant woman who looked like she hadn't slept in 3 days. Then this boy, maybe 6 years old, walks up. Clean shoes, button-up shirt, hair slicked like he's going to a wedding. Except he's alone. No one around. He looks up at her and says, "Can you hold my hand?" "No, please. No intro. Just that." She blinked, looked both ways down the street. No parent, no nanny. Nothing. Just this kid in a 4-lane road with cars flying past like they were trying to beat death. She hesitated for maybe half a second, then said, "All right, baby. Let's go." And they walked across together. That's all she did. Held his hand, crossed a road. But that one moment, that tiny, ordinary thing, it changed everything. She was halfway back to her spot near the bus stop when the black SUV screeched up next to her. Tinted windows. The kind of car that doesn't stop for red lights, let alone people. A guy jumps out, tall, sunglasses, earpiece, the whole bodyguard vibe. He looked at her like she'd just picked up a diamond and walked off with it. "Ma'am, the boy, where is he?" She jerked back, hand instinctively over her belly. "What boy?" He pointed across the street, where the little kid was now standing next to a second SUV, hugging a woman who looked like she walked out of a perfume ad. Blonde, tall, screaming into a phone while crying. "Oh, he's fine," she said. "Just helped him cross." He asked. The guy stared at her for a second, then reached for his wallet. "I said he's fine. Don't do that." She turned to walk away. He followed. "Ma'am, wait. Mr. Billionaire." She stopped, turned slowly. "Who?" "The boy's father. Mr. Thomas Billionaire. He'd like to thank you personally." And there it was. That name. Even if you sleep under bridges, you've heard it. Tech empire, richer than Elon, owns half the city. She blinked. "You serious?" He nodded. "We'd like to drive you to meet him." And this is where most people would say yes. But she just stood there. "My food's getting cold," she said. I swear, I saw the man's brain glitch. He smiled, like he wasn't sure if it was a joke. It wasn't. He opened the car door anyway. "Just a few minutes," he said. "You'll be back before your food knows you left." She sighed, looked down at the paper bag, then at her belly, then at the car. "All right," she muttered. "But if I disappear, someone better feed my baby." The SUV smelled like money. Leather, air conditioning, soft seats. Like sitting inside a secret. She sat stiff, holding the bag like a shield. No one talked much during the ride. They pulled up to this glass tower downtown, the kind of building where people wear suits just to breathe. The guy led her through private elevators, hallways so clean they looked fake, and then into this big, empty office with a view of the entire skyline. And there he was, Thomas Billionaire, in the flesh. No tie, just a gray shirt, sleeves rolled up, hands in his pockets. His son was sitting on the couch, munching on some crackers like he hadn't just disappeared into traffic. The boy smiled when he saw her. "That's her," he said. Billionaire turned, looked her up and down, not in a rude way, just like he was trying to figure out what planet she came from. "You helped my son," he said quietly. She nodded. He asked, "I owe you a debt." She shook her head. "No, you don't." He smiled a little. "You're not going to make this easy, are you?" She crossed her arms. "Easy's never been part of my life." He motioned for her to sit. She didn't. "I'm not here for a job," she said. Billionaire chuckled. "Not offering one. Not here for money either. Didn't offer that yet." She tilted her head. "But you will." He nodded slowly. "You're sharp. Life makes you that way." The boy climbed off the couch and walked over to her again. Same confidence, same trust in his eyes, like when he first asked for her hand. He tugged her sleeve. "You were nice to me." That cracked something in her. Just a little. "Of course I was, baby." Billionaire watched her carefully. "May I ask, what's your name?" "Lena." "Lena, how far along are you?" She hesitated. 7 months. He took a breath like he wasn't just thinking. He was calculating. "Do you have a place to stay?" Her jaw tightened. "That your business?" "No," he said. "But if you don't, it becomes mine." Silence. Then she whispered, "The shelter on 9th. Just till I get back on my feet." He nodded. "You'll never have to go back there again." She blinked. "Excuse me? I want to help." Lena stepped back. "Why? Because I helped your son walk 10 feet? "No," he said. "Because you did it when no one else did." He wasn't trying to impress her. He looked tired, like a man who'd seen people want everything but his kid. "You think giving me a check makes up for everything?" Lena asked, her voice quiet but firm. Billionaire shook his head. "I don't want to make up for anything. I just want to say thank you the right way." She looked at the boy. "He's a sweet kid. You're lucky." Billionaire's face changed. He sat down slowly, like her words hit something raw. "I don't even know if I am lucky," he said. "I barely see him. I built all this." He waved a hand at the skyline, the office, the suits outside the door. But somehow I missed learning how to hold his hand. Lena stayed quiet. "His mother's gone. I've got staff, bodyguards, tutors, but no one he asks to hold his hand." That landed hard. Lena sighed. "You know, I used to think rich people had it easy, that your problems came with receipts and could be returned." He smiled. "I used to think poor people didn't try hard enough." They both laughed a little. "I'm not taking your money," she said. "I didn't offer any yet. But I'll take a job." He raised an eyebrow. "Doing what?" "Whatever pays, whatever's real. No favors, no headlines." Billionaire looked over at his son, then back at her. "How about staying close to him?" "What, like a babysitter?" "No," he said. "Like the first person he trusted on his own." Lena blinked. And for the first time in a long time, she said yes. Not for her. For the tiny heartbeat inside her. That night, she didn't go back to the shelter. She didn't have to. Instead, they set her up in a quiet guest house on the Billionaire estate. Not a mansion room, not some cold marble suite. Just a warm space with a soft bed, a stocked kitchen, and a little yellow night light that someone had already plugged in near the corner. When she asked who thought of the night light, the assistant said, "The boy did." He even brought her a teddy bear. Said it was for her baby. Lena cried that night. Ugly cried. The kind of crying that doesn't ask for permission. Not because she was sad, because she wasn't used to feeling safe. In the weeks that followed, Things didn't magically fix themselves. But they started to shift. She took prenatal classes, ate real food, slept through the night without sirens or shouts outside. And she stayed close to the boy. She walked him to school, helped him with homework, told him stories before bed that weren't pulled from apps or AI, but real ones. About life, struggle, second chances. One night, he asked, "Do you think my mom would have liked you?" Lena paused, smiled. "I hope so, baby. I really hope so." And when her own baby came, tiny, perfect, screaming at the world, guess who was waiting outside the hospital room with a toy truck and a nervous smile? Yeah, him, the little boy from the crosswalk. Because sometimes, the smallest moments change everything. If you were in this situation, what would you do? Have you ever gone through something like this, or helped someone who did? Let us know in the comments. Like the video if you felt it. And subscribe if you want more life stories that stay with you.